Hey, shalom, 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 shalom. Once again, you're not under the sounds of the voice of Kahan Tazadaq, and this is Yahawah's work. And so, what I would like to do today, I would like to continue on from where I left off with the Shabbat service lesson. And we're going to talk about what we was actually discussing yesterday. What is Hebrew, Aramaic, and Eberith? Linguistics. This is T.DO.O.C, the True Disciples of Christ, Right Knowledge, for real, part 2. And this is Yahawah's work. And so if those of you that's tuning in right now, if you did not have the opportunity to view the previous message yesterday, then go back and view that. This would actually make more sense to you if you would actually go back and have a look at that message from yesterday. And as you come in the room, go ahead and give a thumbs up. That would actually definitely attract more people to this channel. This channel is not monetized. The objective is actually to ensure that people that really seek right knowledge get right knowledge. So yesterday, we was dealing with the difference between Hebrew, Aramaic, and Eberith. What most people refer to as Hebrew today is really not Hebrew. It's really Yiddish. And the letters that they're using is Aramaic, which was actually thrown upon us after we actually left the Babylonian captivity. I sent the email out to a few brothers, David, Marty, Yashabin, Benaya, Zadok, Dawada. The link to speak is actually in your emails so that you could actually understand. So yeah, we're gonna go back into this today, and hopefully you'll get edified. You won't take it offensively. You will take it from a positive perspective, even if you've been taught something and you've been taught that that's Hebrew, and you discovered that it's really not Hebrew. Then don't take this offensively. This is primarily for edification. This is Yahawah's work. Everything we do is for the glory of Yahawah, for the glory of Yah. Just my screen here. And so what I would actually like to deal with now is why some people say Yahuwah and some people say Yahawah, right? Some say Yahuwah and some say Yahawah. Let me get a sheet of paper so I can explain this a little better. Give me 1 second here. Shalom, Saquon. So the problem literally comes in when we deal with the transliterations. The problem really develops when we deal with the transliteration of the sixth Hebrew letter, which is wa. Now the argument, and when I say the wa, talking about this character right here, wa. This is why some people say Yahawah. Marcus dying, and others say Yahawah, right? Because there's those that pronounce the wa sound with the oo sound, right? They use the oo sound. You, and this mark is dead. Give me a second. Okay, so this is what the problem stems from, right? The problem stems here. So this wa is pronounced by some and of course we pronounce it wa. So this is what the problem is coming from. And when the transliteration, they write this in English as wa, right? But others write it as So instead of getting Yahawah, they say Yahuwah, right? It's kind of like tomato, because you can't concentrate on the transliteration of the word. With a lot of people that use the term Yahuwah and Yahusha or Yahushua is the transliteration. They try to use that to drive their point home. They're trying to use the transliteration, right? Which is wrong, right? So this is the Hebrew character. They're trying to say it should have the U sound. This is like one saying tomato and tomato. Or someone up north saying oil. So like it. Someone up north saying oil, and someone in New Orleans saying oil. It's the same type of thing. So I hope you guys could actually see that. Now let's deal with this valve. This is totally Yiddish. V-A-V. The valve. That's Yiddish. That has nothing to do with our language. So it goes back to the sixth letter. The wa, or some of you say the as in Yahuwah, or we say Yahawah. That sixth letter, it may be used to be as a connective as we use our word and, right? So it operates as the same as the letter. But if you transliterate it into the English, it would be wa. But some people say, well, it would be the W sound, but some people say the U sound, right? But essentially, when you take it back over to the Eberith, just depending on which dialect you were speaking, this would have been the w sound. Some people say the and that's what's throwing people off between Yahawah and Yahuwah. But many are taught that the sounds of our modern day letter, the U, is the W, right? Now, English is what's confusing you. A U and a W, when you take it back over into the Eberith, the original language from which they're trying to transliterate this, it will be one and the same. Just depending on where the particular person is from, the pronunciation will be somewhat different so that you could actually understand. And you really want to pay attention to this because it's really going to clear up a lot of those that's actually confused, right? So, right, this right here, Aramaic is not really ancient, warrior lord. Aramaic is the letters that we took on after we came out of the Babylonian captivity. Our ancient letters would be the Paleo-Hebrew, not Aramaic. Aramaic is what they refer to as modern Hebrew. We did not start using that language until we came out of Babylon, of the captivity. That's not the original Paleo-Hebrew. You understand? So, in the development of the movable, when they started to create a movable type printing process, the Latin shape for U was what? It was V. This is Latin. This has nothing to do with our language. The letter V is Latin. They used that in place of the U. Now remember, the U and the W is the same thing. A W actually came a little later because it combined two V's together, which represents a U, by the way. So when a word requires two V's next to one another, as certain words like which, right? This is what they done. When a word required, because the V, remember, initially it had the W sound or the U sound, right? So this word, itch, if it required a which, what they would do is they would put two V's together like this. See that? There's two V's. That's what the W came from. But that has nothing to do with the Eberith. That's just a transliteration. So when the word required words like which required two V's, they started using what was known as the W because they joined them together and they call it a W. Why is the W called the W when it's shaped like the V? Because the V, which is Latin, initially had the U. It meant a U. This is where this thing, two V's, is called a W because they started calling this V, this U, this V. You see what I'm saying? All three of these essentially supposed to represent the same thing. But when the Amalekites came in, they created Yiddish because they could not speak our language. So they created this and they called it Vav. It never existed in the Eberith. This is Latin. This has nothing to do with our language, if you could understand. So they actually had used two pieces of metal and they put the two V's close to each other. So the history of the letter W, right, reveals how it develops from typesetters essentially molding a single piece of metal type to form the new W. Remember, the V and the U is supposed to be the same thing. They created this V later so that you can understand, right? So they created the new W by putting two V's together. And this occurred around the 1400s, about the mid 1400s. So the letter W, this is no older than the mid 1400s. But now this has nothing to do with the Eberith. This is what many of y'all were. There was no W. Well, you're dealing with English. That's a transliteration. Of course, there was no W. We had the wa, or some of you say oh. Depending on the region, again, it goes back to this, the wa or the sound. You see what I'm saying? Again, which is why some people say Yahawah or some say Yahawah. It's just like you being from the north and the south. It's really the same thing when you really understand linguistics. A lot of people doesn't really get this. So this is occurred around the mid 1400s with the movable type printing presses. Now, it's hard to imagine that the letter U being used as a consonant, but the aftershock from the Tower of Babel makes anything possible. So Hebrew, Eberith, has essentially undergone brutal attacks from both within and without. And the idea that some vowels double as constants is now an accepted belief. So the idea of double letters emerged as a new forming sound added to the Eberith words, like the new sound valve, right? So this is not our language. New sounds became adapted into the Eberith lingo within the last 300 years. This garbage doesn't date back any further than the last 300 years. Why? Because of the French and Germanic influences took their toll on the Yiddish language, a new word meaning Jewish. Yiddish is just a word that means Jewish. Notice the German. Watch this. Watch this. Oh, you're going to learn today, man. Everybody all right? So, Yiddish is really a new word for Jew-ish. Notice the German suffix there, ish, to be similar, to be like. So they say Jew-ish, to be like a Jew, to be similar to a Jew, but not a Jew. And essentially, it wouldn't be a Jew because we know that this J here emerged around the 1400s as well. So Jehovah's Witness, that kills that doctrine. All of you Rastafarians talking about Jah, that kills that doctrine. You're only going back a few hundred years. This is esoteric knowledge that I'm giving you. What is this? This is right knowledge to those that can receive it. If you would just hush and listen. You understand? Listen. Listen. Shema. Shema. Shema Yasha'Allah. This is what you got to do, man. So this new sound became adapted into the Eberith lingo within the last 300 years as French and Germanic influences took their toll in the Yiddish language. Yiddish, again, it's just a new word meaning Jewish. So all Hebrew vowels are written letters, and they were adopted by who? By the Edomites. They were adopted by the Greek alphabet as the vowels A, E, I, O, U. What are they saying when they say A, E, I, O, U? The Greeks adopted those from us. They adopted that from the Hebrew. The Greek vowel became the Latin vowels that you see today. Do you understand? The Greek vowel became the Latin vowels that you see today. Let me show you something real quick. Can I prove my point? Give me a second. Just stand fast for a second. Let me get my flash drive and I'll show you what I mean here. Trying to teach this slow and precisely so everyone could get it. Trying to make it so simplistic that even a baby could comprehend it. Okay. Share my screen for a second here. Trying to get this as big as possible. It's not that big. It's not getting any bigger. Jeez Louise. Give me a second. Let me share my screen. Okay, this is what I mean right here. See this? This is Latin. See, first, they took our, over here, this is the Lashawam Kadash. This is the holy tongue. This is real Eberith. See that? Oh. After the Babylonian captivity, we came out with Aramaic. It's no longer Eberith. It's Aramaic. So here you got we're dealing with phonetics. Even a baby could pronounce this. Even a baby is born pronouncing this. Months ago, my son was saying Abba, Abba. Well, Abba in the Eberith means father. You understand what I'm saying? So they took this and they, over here after the Babylonian captivity, we came out saying Aleph. See this over here? This is Aramaic. To all of you misinformed people, ignorance is not bliss. This right here is Aramaic. We came out with this after the Babylonian captivity. This is why the book of Daniel, some of it is written in the holy tongue, the Paleo Hebrew, and then some of it is written in the Aramaic, which you refer to as the modern day Hebrew. And so then after that, when Esau came in, now remember this represented, even prior to this, we was dealing with pictorial Eberith. It represented an ox. So it represented strength. It also represents the beginning. And so you go over here, Esau comes in, and we're under the Greek captivity. Antiochus Epiphanes, who was exceedingly wicked, he prevented us from keeping the Shabbat and so on and so forth. You read this all about this in the Holy Apocrypha, Shalom, Marvin, in the Holy Apocrypha, right? And so the Greeks, Esau, you nothing but a damn thief. You stole our language, then you're going to tell us how we should pronounce our words, and we're wrong. Like this dude, James White. Oh, that's not Hebrew. Well, you can't speak Paleo Hebrew. You can't speak the Eberith. You speak what you created, and you call it Hebrew from Aramaic. Then you add your Germanness in it, which made it Yiddish. But this is our language right here. And this is what we started using after the Babylonian captivity, the Aramaic. And so then the Greeks picked it up. They took our We came out of Babylon, we call it Aleph. And what did the Greeks do? They came up with Alpha. And then later on, the damn Latin Vulgate, which these Edomites also. You Edomites, you done stole everything, man. What am I giving you? I'm giving you right knowledge. We're dealing with antiquity. So after the Greeks, here comes the damn Latin. Italians, huh? Rome. That's right here. This is the Third World Empire. Right here, this is the Fourth World Empire. So you got the Greeks. Then the Romans, they became the Greco-Roman Empire. That's who's ruling now. The Romans. American is extension of Rome. So from the Greek, they used the word a. And so did the Romans. They use a. And what the hell did America do? They call it English. They picked up the same thing. You still in the Hebrew. English is nothing but stolen Hebrew. That's all damn discombobulated. So then we have ba. See, my son can say this. But coming out of the Babylonian captivity, we said bet. You understand? That was a house. Bet is a house. What did the Greeks do? They stole that. They came up with beta. Can't you see it came from our language, man? And then so did the Romans also. They came up with B. Latin. And so it is with America. They came up with B. Then we have G. Right? G. Coming out of Babylon, we call it Gima. You never said that, man, until we came out of the Babylonian captivity. See, there's an influence in our language then. That's a camel, man. Gima. Camel. What did the damn Greeks do? They stole that. Gamma. And then they named their damn fraternities after it. That's how they made that look. They done took our damn letter and transversed it and made it look like that. And you guys don't even recognize they done stole our damn language. And the damn Romans, they totally twisted that up. They came out with a G. And so did the damn Americans. Latin, huh? Got your ass, so we expose you. Then we have the da, but coming out of the Babylonian captivity, we call it Daleth. And the damn Greeks just stole that and called it Delta. They took our same symbol. As you can see, our da and their Delta is the same. You stolen language, man. You can tell us how to speak our damn language? Don't get upset. You listen to what I'm telling you because you Edomites, you don't know this history, man. And you're going to tell us we don't speak Eberith. No, we don't speak your language. We're not going to speak it the way you want us to speak it. We're going to speak it according to thus saith Yahawah. And so it is with the damn Romans. They so deep. America's nothing but damn Latin, as you see over here on the left, man. The far left. Then, this is aha. This is ha look coming out of Babylon. That means window. When you're dealing with the pictorial Eberith. The Greek, hoi. Right? Hoi. The modern Eberith, they say hey. Now, over here you see, this is where the confusion comes in. This right here, depending on your dialect, is pronounced wa or right? Wa or like tomato. It's the same thing, man. So let's not argue over that. That means hook. Wawa. See the damn store? They named their store Wawa. Esau knows what's going on. Why did he name it Wawa? Right here. You got two R's. Or some of you say because you say Yahuwah instead of Yahawah. Wawa mean they're going to get you hooked. Wawa. That's what it really means in our language. They got you saying all kind of funny things. You don't know what you're saying. Many of these words are Hebrew. Wawa means hook. The damn Greeks. Oops, look. Ypsilon. I ain't totally changed that around. Ypsilon. Nothing but a Y, as you see that. And from there, we came Za. After the Babylonian captivity, Ein, Zain. Right? Greek stole it. Zelta. See that? You see over here, the Romans, they kept the Z, just like in America. Then we had Ch. After the Babylonian captivity, we start calling that Ch. You see the Greeks? And I could go on and on and on with this, man. So as you see, there's been a lot of theft going around to those that can receive this. There's been a lot of theft going around. They done stole our language. This is why I say the Eberith has undergone brutal attacks both from within and without. And the idea that some vowels double as consonants is now accepted by many. You understand? All Hebrew vowels are written letters. This stuff that you see that they done added with these dots and these lines, that has nothing to do with our people, man. That's Edomites. All Hebrew vowels are written letters. And they were adopted by the Greek alphabet, as I just showed you, as the A-E-I-O-U. Greek vowels became Latin vowels that we use today in the American language that you call English, which is really an offshoot of Hebrew. All of these languages are the Greek, the Latin, and the English. It's not but Hebrew. But right now, I'm speaking in Latinized Greek, right? The words that I'm using is Latinized Greeks, letters, in case you didn't realize it. But what do they call it? They call it English. See, people claim there's all sorts of rules about Hebrew, but they only defend what has changed in our language over time because they were taught that way. You understand? Remember what Moshe said about the opinion of habit and tradition. There's no such thing as a valve. There's no such thing as valve. Nor is there a Hebrew sound as we comprehend as our current English letter V. There's no such thing in the Eberith. That's Yiddish, man. They made that up. You understand? They made it up. Do you understand? So, sheet of paper here. Show you something, man. I'm going to write some columns here. Hebrew, Aramaic, Greek, and Latin. We're going to write the name. It's too close, but hopefully you guys can see it. Wrote that one too close. Get another sheet of paper. Oh, you're going to learn today, man. Zadaq. Shalom. Going over some of this Hebrew.
Shalom.
Get rid of a lot of this
Shalom.
confusion. Shalom.
Shalom. Shalom. God.
So I'm going to write it in the Hebrew. I'm going to write the name. Yahawah. Aramaic. Greek. Write it in Greek. And Latin. All right. I done wrote it in all three of them here. I'm going to show you what's going on, man. A lot of people getting confused here. You can see this. All right. So this first one, what we pronounced is Yah. It's backwards here. Yahawah. And the rule says you drop that last A that's onto the ha. Now, this is why some people say Yahuwah and some people say Yahawah because of this right here. Some people pronounce that this right here. This wa, or some people pronounce it just depending on where you're from. This right here. Some people pronounce that with a U sound. Some pronounce it with the W sound. Remember, a U and a W again was once the same thing. They're one and the same. So it's just depending on where you're from, like tomato and tomato. So it's Yahawah, right? Then totally after the Babylonian captivity, we came out with this. See, we never had this in our language. See this damn thing right here? We never had no vowels looking like that. A vowel was always a letter. This is from Babylonian influence right here. This Aramaic. We came out speaking this after the Babylonian captivity. This is what they refer to as modern Hebrew. It's not Eberith. That's exactly what it is. It's modern Hebrew. And to all of you that say Aramaic is older than Hebrew, you all say you're out of your damn mind. We didn't even deal with this until we came out of Babylonian captivity. Then the Greek, they stole the Eberith from us. They came up with these letters. Aeus, Aesus, Aesus. Then the Romans just picked it up from the Greek. You see that? But the name, right here, they know the name. They purposely wanted to confuse you. And it's the same thing with Yahawah, right? Or as some of you say, Yahusha, right? Now some of you would say, watch this. Watch this. We're going to deal with Yahawah now. Hebrew. Write it in the Eberith. Remember, it says that the son's name is in the father's name. Aramaic And we never dealt with these damn things that didn't add and they call vowels. That's all Esau's influence. Ain't got nothing to do with J. Greek. Isa, huh? That's a damn Jesus in Greek, and then in Latin, Isa. So let's deal with it. Now, I didn't scribble too much so that you can't really understand this, but the name is Yahawah Shah, because this is the Ain. Yahawah Shah. Yahawah Shah. Now, again, it's understandable why some people say Yahusha, right? Because of this right here again. Some people pronounce this with the wa, and some people pronounce it with the as in the U. So Yahusha, Yahusha, or Yahusha. You know what I'm saying? That just depends on where you're from. That just depends on where you're from. But after the Babylonian captivity, as you see, we came out with this crap right here. They calling this a vowel so they could change the pronunciation. They don't want you to know the name. They don't want you to say the name. Then the Greeks came in with Jesus. Jesus. See that? That's who you worshiping. That's your Jesus right there. We never knew that. Then the Latin, Iso. See that? And this has everyone all discombobulated. Now, at Hebrews 4 and Acts 7, the same Greek letters is used for Joshua and what they call Jesus, Jesus. And that's confirmation both were called Yahusha and the Eberith. Do you understand? Do you understand? What is his name? Exodus 3 and 13. The book of Acts 4 and 12. And there is no deliverance in anyone else, for there is no other name under the Shemayim, heavens, given among men in which we need to be delivered. Can't say Jesus, man. You can't say Jesus. You understand? You can't say these names. You can't say Isa. You gotta say Yahawah Shah. If you say Yahusha, okay, that's close enough, man. That's just a difference of which region you're from. But when you break it down in the Hebrew, you can see Zadok, you're using the same letters, the same Hebrew letters. That's just like me looking at something and saying, well, that's oil. Right. And someone else says, oh. God. But I'm going to hit you with something, man. All you Bible toting, all you King James Bible toting, and New International Version toting, Bible toting Israelites, it could have never been Jesus. Why? Because this word did not exist at that time. And it is not a Hebrew name. Yahusha or Yahawah, name means I am your deliverer. His followers, they weren't writing in Greek, man. Hebrew is mentioned 11 times in the Nazarene's writings. Aramaic is listed how many times? 0. Now in cipher, 0. Aramaic is never mentioned. Do you understand? The true fact of the case, man, that there was never anyone named Jesus 2,000 years ago. Man, I hate to bust your bubble. There was never anyone named Jesus 2,000 years ago. So who are you praying to? But there was a person named Yahawah, or as some of you say, Yahusha. He healed lepers. He walked on water. But certainly, he wasn't a Christian. He wasn't a Christian of any kind. Christianity is a religion. Christians don't keep the commandments. He did. Do you understand? Christians don't keep the commandments, man. He did. Give me a second, man. Let me try and call a couple of these guys up. I guess they all getting ready for Halloween. Is that up? They getting ready for All Hallows Eve. None of them. None of them on the court.
God, I thought it was I'm like, damn, I'm on the right call.
Yeah, I kept changing it, huh? Yeah, man. Let's see. Hey, Shah, you in the room? Israel's in the room. How come you didn't come in, man? I sent you the link to read. You in the other room. Let's see, man. We get David in here. Yashabim, none of them. David, are you on the call?
I'm almost home. I'll be able to read once I get there.
David, you on the call? Come on in, Israel. David's probably somewhere drinking, man. Damn shame. He's not picking up. There he is right there. David. 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 Respond. Marty, who knows what he's doing? Give him a call also. David, respond, please. Get right corner on him, man. David, I see you in the room. You came in the room, man.
Well, this is what we're gonna do, David. We're gonna say, "Hey, I'm here."
Hey, I'm here.
David, why are you taking so long to respond?
I'm responding on the phone.
Oh no, the phone's not ringing. I'm calling someone else, David.
Kahan.
Oh, none of these people are picking up, man. Let me get back to the lesson, man. So, David, you've been on the call the entire while?
Kahan.
Yeah, I mean, I sent you a link to come in here, like from the inception of this. So, nevertheless, man, these are times of restoration. The times of restoration is here, David. The times of restoration is here.
Kahan.
Acts 3:19 through 21. It says, repent, therefore, and turn back for the blotting out of your sins, in order that times of refreshing might come from the presence of the Master. And he sends Yahawah Hamashiach pre-appointed for you, whom heaven needs to receive until the times of restoration of all things, of which Elohim spoke through the mouth of his set-apart prophets since times of old. So Yahawah is restoring what was spoken in these last days, David, prior to Hamashiach's return. So we will call his name. We will call on his name, David.
I will.
What was that, David?
I will call on his name.
It's like Will's in a car. I mean, Benaya's in a car, man. Yeah. Got his hat turned around backwards, man. He cooler than an AP, man. Yeah. So, David, the corruption, the stains, the rips, the blotches, and the wrinkles in the bride's garment. That's talking about your behavior. You're the bride's garment. Talking about your behavior, that's going to be ironed out. It's going to be ironed out, or you're going to be cast out.
Come
Refine.
on. Iron me.
Refine and cleanse. Because we are returning to our first love and holding on to his covenant of love, the 10 Commandments. Our lips are part of the repair, David. We got to speak this truth, David.
Come on.
In and out of season, man. Our lips are part of this repair, David. He's calling on you, David. He's in touch. Hamashiach is touching our lips, man. So
Yes,
we
he is.
call on his name.
Yes, he is.
See, the written word in Hebrew letters are inspired. The Nikud, that Nikud marks and the rules men invented, they're not inspired by the Most High.
That's right.
The letters or symbols preserving not only what is pictorial graphic meaning is, but they also preserve the sounds the letters make. So generations yet to be born can call on the name. Yahawah.
Yahawah.
See, the purpose for which they were written is found in the scripture of truth. Book of Psalms 102 tells you where they was written, man. Psalms 102, 8 and 18 through 22, it says, this is written for a generation to come.
All right.
Yeah. This is written for, it wasn't written for that time. This is written for a generation to come, so that a people to be created praise Yah. For he looked down from the height of his set apart place from heaven. Yahawah viewed the Eberith, meaning the earth, to heal the groaning and the prisoner, to release those appointed to death, to declare the name Yahawah.
Yahawah.
In Tulsa, and his praise in Jerusalem, when people gathered together and ranged to serve Yahawah. See, the lock on his name is unlocked by the key of knowledge, by the key of knowledge of Yahawah Shah.
That's why we're here.
The key was never lost, David. but it was hidden by wicked men.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want us to call on the name, man.
I'm calling on the name.
Yahawah, or some of you say Yahusha,
Mm-hmm.
Yahushua, has given the Nazarenes the keys of his reign.
Mm-hmm.
Psalms 118 and 22, David. The stone which the builders
Rejected.
has become the chief cornerstone, David.
Mm-hmm.
What is that stone? He's that rock. He's that stone. Baruch haba Bahashem Yahawah. His name is the key to knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
You got to start using the name, man. All of you under the sounds of our voice, you better start using the name. Jesus is not going to save you who never could and never will. There was no person exists with the name of Jesus. That's all invented. These scriptures, this Bible was not inspired for all of you to get mad when we talk about Jesus and Jesus and Isa. The scriptures was inspired in the Eberith language, man. In the Eberith language and script, not in English, not in Greek, not in Latin. You was originally written in Hebrew. The book of Matthew was originally written in Hebrew, man.
Mm-hmm.
And that is attested to by the early fathers at the school of Alexandria. You understand that? From the Greek writings. Do you understand? We read the translation in English. But these did call themselves Christians by the Nazarene. However, they are simply complete Jews. They use not only the New Testament, but the Old Testament as well, as the Jews do, who just started using the Torah. They have no different ideas, but they confess everything exactly as the law proclaims. That's what you refer to as the New Testament does. People that call themselves Jewish, they don't believe in the Messiah.
Mm-hmm.
How are you going to be saved? You got a lot of Israelites. David called himself Torah Center, Old Testament only. They don't believe in the Messiah.
Oh boy.
So that means they don't acknowledge the resurrection of the dead. So what's going to happen when they die, David?
Depart from me, I never knew you.
Where is it in the Old Testament that there's going to be a resurrection of the dead? See, they're trained to recite the Hebrew, the entire law, the prophets, the writings. They read it in Hebrew. But they're different. They don't believe in Hamashiach. Again, Hebrew is mentioned 11 times in the Nazarene's writings, in the writings of the disciples. Aramaic is mentioned 0 times, David.
Preach it.
Book of Acts 21, verse 40. I could prove it. I could prove it, David. I could prove it. Aramaic is not mentioned once. That came out of the Babylonian captivity. That Aramaic is not mentioned in the writings of the Nazarene. Book of Acts
I got
Chapter
that.
21, verse 40 says. All right, bring it out.
Y'all can hear me?
Yes.
Come on, we can hear you.
Come on. Book of Praxesis, chapter 21, verse 40. And when he had given him license, Paul stood on.
Right, meaning permission.
Come on.
Go ahead, read.
Paul stood on the stairs and beckoned with the hand unto the people. And when there was made a great silence, he spake unto them in the Hebrew tongue, saying.
And what tongue? And what tongue? Benaiah.
Hebrew.
And what tongue did he speak in? And he Eberith. They didn't say nothing about
Eberith.
no Aramaic. They didn't say
Come on.
nothing about English. He spoke to them in the Eberith, in the Hebrew tongue. From there, let's get Acts 22, verse 1.
Acts 22.
Come on. Book of Praxesis, chapter 22, verse 1. Men, brethren, and fathers, hear ye made defense which I make now unto you. Verse 2.
Mm-hmm.
And when they
Now
heard
let's
that
sit
he,
on that. So you okay, yeah, go ahead. Bring it up. Go ahead. Now, let's see how he spoke to him. He said, "Here now, my defense before you now." How's he gonna speak to him? Is he gonna speak to him in English? Is he gonna speak to him in Greek? Is he gonna speak to him in Latin? Well, Shema. He said Shema. Shema Akim. Go ahead, brother. Bring it up.
look at Praxesis chapter 22, verse 2. And when they heard that he spake in the Hebrew tongue to them, they kept the more silent, and he said,
David, sounds like you have a dog in there. You might.
No, that's not me, Kahan. I think that's the doc.
Zadok's door. I'm gonna mute that. Let me mute him. Yeah. So again, we don't see Aramaic mentioned. It's the Eberith. Let's get Acts 26 and 14. Again and again and again, 11 times in the writings of the Nazarene, we see it's the Eberith, not Aramaic. But what is these people got you speaking today? Aramaic. And which is Yiddish.
Come.
And then put the dots and all these marks in there. That's changed the pronunciations of the words. So you don't say Yahawah. That name carries a Yahawah, Yahawah Shah carries a certain vibration, man.
Come on. They speak in Yiddish.
Yes, it does.
Jewish.
Acts 26 and 14.
Come.
Jewish. Yiddish, meaning Jewish.
Come. Look at Praxesis chapter 26, verse 14. And when we were all fallen to the earth, I heard a voice speaking unto me, and saying in the Hebrew tongue, Saul, why press
Shaul.
Why persecutest thou me? It is hard for thee to kick against the pricks.
See that? Again, we see it's the Eberith. You see that? It looks like Yahawah Amen is writing in the Eberith. And yeah, he's writing in the Eberith there. Yeah. So we see, man, we don't see nothing about Adonai. You understand? We don't see no Adonai. That's what they're vowels and or is changing it to. You understand? Ain't nothing in there about that, man. That's Yiddish. They're reading Aramaic and they're speaking Yiddish. There's one name. There's only one name, man. And it's Eberith. Let's get Acts 4 and 12, man. There's only one name. Ain't no Yahawah either, man. Where you at? You down low? No, Yahawah. You sure you ain't low?
Ahaya.
Yahawah. Low. You ain't speaking all kind of crazy like. Hey, where you at? Low. You're really saying no. And Yiddish, you see what I'm saying? That means, where you at? Low. I'm low. Yeah, I mean, see how these damn language confuses you, man? In English, when you say you're low, that means you're down low. You say it, you're using a damn Yiddish word, it means no. Or, are you low? Yahawah. See that? Madness, man. No, I'm not low on Yahawah.
Car. That goes against we went over last night. Psalms 108, 118, 26. I believe. I come in the name. Yahawah is inside Yahweh Shah.
Right.
Come on. He said Praxesis 4 verse 12.
Con.
Book of Praxesis chapter 4 verse 12. Neither is there salvation in any other, for there is none other.
Nate. All these people not using the name. Yeah, that's a problem for Christians, man.
Come on.
That's a problem right there.
Come
Read that
on.
part again, Benaiah. Oh man, Houston, we got a problem.
Book of Praxesis chapter 4
Houston,
verse
we
12.
got a problem.
Come on. Neither is there salvation in any other, for there is none other name under Shemayim given among men, whereby we must be saved.
Con. So there's no other name. Now that message is very clear. That message is clear. So that means you can't be saved by the according to what you just read, Benaiah. You can't be saved by the name Jesus. I'm not picking on people. You can't be saved by the name Jesus. Don't say the name don't matter. You can't be saved by any other name than saying the correct name. Right? According to what you just read.
Come on.
I mean, stop me if I'm wrong, man. You said it. What Hamashiach say, Benaiah? I come in my Father's name.
Come on.
I come in my Father's name. John, let's get that. Yakanan 5 and 43. Yakanan 5 and 43.
Book of Yakanan, chapter 5, verse 43. I am come in my Father's name, and ye receive me not. If another shall come in his own name, him ye will receive.
Mm-hmm. Now, what does he mean by that? I come in my Father's name. He meant that literally, man.
Come on.
I come in my Father's name. Now, what one was you talking about, Benaiah?
About what?
You said something. You said something about Psalms.
Psalms 108, verse 26. We went over last night. Or was it Proverbs 108, verse 26, or 118? I gotta get these numbers. Let me go to it.
I'll tell you in a second, man. Yeah, it wasn't Proverbs. Proverbs only had 31 books. Has to be Psalms.
Psalms.
This song. I
Come.
think you said Psalm 148:19 or something like that.
Oh no. He talking. I think he's talking about when he said Hamashiach said, "I come in my Father's name." I believe.
Oh.
Come. Book of Psalms 118, verse 6. Salaki. Verse 26. Salaki. Blessed be he that cometh in the name of Yahawah. We have blessed you out of the house of Yahawah.
What are you reading?
Book of Psalms 118, verse 26.
Yeah. Who's this? She's talking about in the room, man. Where's Israel, man? He didn't come in the room, man. Who is she talking about? Who are you talking about, Yapa? Who's in the room, man? Oh, this guy Tor Knight. Let me go ahead. Tor Knight, I'm gonna put your ass in a timeout. If you come back again with more madness, we're gonna go ahead and block you. Right? Whenever you're trying to be in the spirit, man, a demon always come along, man.
Come.
Wow. I forgot what precept I gave you before that, man. Yakanan. It was Yakanan, right? 5:43.
5 and come. Chapter 5, verse 43.
Yeah, all right. So this is what Yahawah is meaning, right? When he say, "I come in my Father's name," this is what he means right here, right? In Psalms 118 and 26, and Yakanan 5 and 43. You see how you have the Yahawah? You have Yahawah Shah. See that? The Father's name is in his name. That's what he mean. I come in my Father's name. He mean he came carrying his Father's name. That doesn't work with Ahaya. That doesn't work with Jesus and God. That doesn't work with Ahusus. You understand? That doesn't work with Nimrod and Tammuz and none of those other deities. It only works with this right here, man. That's what he means. He comes in his Father's name. That's what he means. So that you can understand. You see that, David?
Gone.
It could have not have been Jesus, right, David?
Right.
Look at the screen, David. It could have not have been Jesus.
Right. I get it. Thank you.
It did not exist at this time, David. And Jesus is not Hebrew. Yah is our deliverers. Or better yet, I am your deliverer.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to go back to restoration of the Hebrew tongue. Now let's help Nate out. Let's get Zephaniah 3 and 9. Because Nate He got people misinterpreting Zephaniah 3 and 9, saying no one knows the name. The Father is going to give us a perfect language. No, that means they're going to restore our tongue to back what it was, Nate. Yahawah, Yahawah Shah. Bahashim HaMashiach Yahawah Shah. Khan? Yeah.
Come.
He's restoring it back, man. It's not teaching us no new language, man. He's restoring it back. It's going to be new to you because you never knew it. Most of Jakes out there. Zephaniah 3 and 9.
Book of Zephaniah, chapter 3, verse 9. For then will I turn to the people a pure language, that they may all call upon the name of Yahawah.
Stop for a second, Will. We got to get some clarity here. Now we're gonna clear Nate's foolishness and all these other people. Now, if someone's returning to something, Benaiah, right? That means they had it before, right? That means it's not new. Read that again. Let's see if there's anything new. We knew the name from the beginning, man, because it was written on the scrolls. It was written on Yeshaya's scroll. And I ain't talking about no damn fake independent contractor. I ain't talking about that nut. Running around here like a damn squirrel trying to get a nut. I ain't talking about that nut. He's in the back eating swine flesh. I don't tell them. Like I was saying. No, I ain't talking about that nut. I'm talking about the real Yeshaya.
Come on.
He creeping where we sleeping. He creeping all the way from damn Georgia all the way to Florida while we sleeping.
God.
Hell, he Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg. That's a hell of a thing, man. It's really not funny, man. Can you imagine that, David? A man professing to be a man of the Most High. He ain't no different than these damn Christian preachers. Then in the background, he moving. Oh, yeah, don't tell them. There ain't none of that. That's the same damn thing Eddie Long did.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, but David, I'll hit you something. Eddie Long came up short. He wasn't Eddie Long in the end because he came up short.
Come
on.
Hey, Shalom, Raekwon. I was looking for you on the call, man. It's looking for you on the call, man. I was trying to get you to come in the room. We still on the live right now.
Y'all still on?
Come on. Yeah, I'll talk to you a little later, man. All right, Shalom.
Book of Zephaniah, chapter 3, verse 9. For then will I turn to the people a pure language, that they may all call upon the name of Yahawah.
Okay, stop. David. Did you hear that, David?
Oh, yeah, I'm reading it. I got it zoomed up on my desktop. I'm good.
Hold on, David. So, apparently we knew the language at one time. Is that right?
That's right.
Because it means to go back. To return means to go back. Read means to go back. What are our people saying now, David? Jesus, Jesus, Lord, God.
I did it.
Return you to a pure language.
I did it. I want the pure language now.
What is a pure language?
Hebrew.
Kadash, the holy tongue. Lashawam Kadash. That's the pure language, Nate. I know you know this, Nate. I know you know this, man. You know it. They know it. Finish that out, Benaiah.
Come to serve him with one consent.
Come on. Now, again, man, I refer to you to the book of Acts, chapter 3, verse 19 to 21. Repent and therefore turn back for the blotting out of your sins. Take the letter A, right? We hear it as a short sound in Abba. Abba. My son's saying that, man. He's 6 months, 7 months old. He's saying Abba. And La, right? Abba and La. This produces the very same sound we hear the Muslims pronouncing Allah, right? Take the ba, Allah. What are they saying? They're using our Hebrew language when we say Allah. You hear the Allah in there? That's where they got it from. Allah, Allahim. The powers. You understand what I'm saying? It comes from the the ba, and the la. La. Allah. They call that God. That's the very same sound we hear the Muslims pronounce as Allah. Allahim is the same situation. The Arabs have been saying it correctly all along. It's not Elohim. Nah, it's not. No, it's not that. Amen. Amen. Truly, truly. Aman. They also pronounce Ali correctly. Abraham's language has never been lost. Yahawah preserved it so we would be restored to pure lips. In proper Hebrew names like Daniel, Yusuf, Yaqub, Tamar, Zerah, Asha, Aliyah, Daoud, and dozens of more. This is Eberith, man. They preserved the Hebrew name Ali, which was distorted slightly by these Mezorites, by their vowels. And so today, instead of saying, watch this. This is how the so-called Amalekites came along. They distorted Ali to Eli. And you damn simple ass Jakes go around and call it the book of Eli. What the hell are you saying, man? It's the book of Ali. I'm teaching you something that you don't know. See, this is the proper pronunciation because we have the Aleph. Right? We ain't got no damn E. The proper pronunciation is Ali. The Muslims held on to that. Now you got you saying Eli. The hell is this? Ali today is commonly seen as Eli. So they put Denzel Washington in a damn movie called The Book of Eli when it should have been called The Book of Ali. What am I teaching you? Right knowledge, man. See, their spiritual practices and customs of these Muslims are highly idolatrous. Any bound to images is an abomination. The moon deity of Muhammad. The Muhammad's clan, right? He claimed Allah the greatest, right? The term Allah may refer to a deity. It is not the proper noun, a name. But it's still a clean Hebrew word. Spell alif, lamed, ha, Allah. Right? Can't make this up, man. What's this? I'll show you where they got it from. They got it from our language. Now I just wrote it. Allah. See that, David? This is all they're doing. Allah. Allah. That's all the Muslims are doing. That's our language, man. This is our language. Oh, David, he done fell out. That one done knocked him out of the damn room. He couldn't stand. See that, Will? That's all they're doing. Well, every time they say Allah, they're speaking Eberith. I try and tell people, see the ah, la, and the H. Allah. Alif, Lamed, Ha. Allah. That's all they're saying.
Kahan. In Hebrew is right to left. Yeah, I see it.
You see that, David? Ah,
Kahan.
La. Modern day, they will write it different after the Babylonian captivity. They came out with the Alif, Lamed, Ha. They pronounced the Ha, hey. See, their spiritual practice and customs are highly idolatrous. You understand what I'm saying? It is found more often in the book of Daniel that we call Daniel than any other place in the scriptures. Their Allah is what? Is a God. Their Allah is a God. Right? It's a common Teutonic word for the personal objective of religious worship that's formally applicable to superhuman beings of a heathen myth. I hope I don't hurt anyone's feelings, man. Do you understand? On conversions of this Teutonic races to Christianity terms was applied to supreme beings. See, the first superhuman ever worship was who? It was Nimrod. Nimrod's Babel's great architect, the builder of the tower. See, the point is, we should not use the term God, G-O-D, David. Why? Because of its origin. But we may restore the term Allah to our speech in its place. See, the term has nothing to do with Islam. It don't have nothing to do with the moon, crescent. This is their Allah. I'll show you that, man. A lot of them get upset, man. This is their Allah. Notice you already see this on their flag, Will. I'm not going to tell you a secret. You notice you always see that, Will? The crescent moon?
Come on.
That Allah. That's their Allah. Right?
Come on.
I don't mean to hurt your feelings, Muslims. You got that on your flag for a reason. Yeah, most of you don't even know this history, man. A lot of you damn jakes, you done crossed over and you calling yourself, I'm a Muslim. You can't even say the damn word right. Muslim. Do you understand? So the term Allah may be referred to as any deity. It's a God. Now, we should know, if I taught this before, David, that the term God originates as a pagan term. In fact, a name for the sun. It was adopted from the Teutonic pagans by the Christianities people and applied to the supreme being. Don't believe me? Go and check it out for yourself. The 1945 Encyclopedia Americans has this to say about the topic God. God, G-O-D, common Teutonic word for personal objective of religious worship, formerly applicable to superhuman beings of heathen myth on conversions of the Teutonic races to Christianity. Term was applied to supreme beings. So we see that God was a myth, a deity. Goes back to Nimrod, man. See, the point is, man, we should not use the term God, David, because of its origin. But again, we could actually restore Allah to our speech in its place. The term has nothing to do with Islam. They want you to think it do. Has nothing to do with the moon. Has nothing to do with the crescent. Has nothing to do with domes. It has nothing to do with circling around the Kaaba. Circumambulating. Has nothing to do with prayer beads or kneeling down on a mat facing Makkah. Yahawah forbids bowing to images, bowing to pillars, bowing to beads, bowing to other people, or whatever objects men may fabricate with their hands. Yahawah Elohim is not the same as Allah of Islam. Some of them are trying to tell you it is. It's not the same. The Arabs inherited the culture of India's Shiva worship. Shiva is the destroyer, called Abaddon in the Eberith, Abaddon, and Apollyon in the Greek. The Kaaba, which is a damn cube, is called the house of Allah, and is a Shiva shrine. Men are trained to walk around in a circle. I gotta talk to you, Muslims. They touch or they salute the Shiva linogram, yoni object, as they make each pass around it. Much like one passes go on a Monopoly board. They have no idea what they're doing in the offense to Yahawah. All Muslims know the term Allah is not a name, but a pronoun meaning the God. The God. First, let's learn a little more about the Hebrew origin of the word Allah. See, in the Eberith, it's this. See that? In the Eberith, it's like this. Allah. But the Muslims, they spell it like this. Allah. Right? Restoring the letter A. Right? Elohim. Today, how do they write that, David? Still with me, David? Still here, David? at least Benaiah is still here. So this is what these people right here. You see a lot of so-called Israelites reading. This is nothing but this is nothing but Yiddish, man, and Aramaic. This is not Hebrew. They don't say Elohim. They say Elohim. That's not proper. That's not proper. So we restore because when the hell is this, Yashabin? Some of them even call the Most High El. No, they got it from Elohim. El. Where the hell you get El from? What Eberith letter is that, Yashabin?
None.
Is this? See that? That's what it's supposed to be. Now, how in the hell you get Elohim out of that? You tell me. Are we gonna wake someone up today? It's So it's not Elohim, it's Elohim. Elohim. You understand? Elohim does not associate the word Aleph, Lamed, Ha, or some of you say hey, with Islam. Although that may be a normal person initial reaction because you've been bamboozled. Allah has nothing to do with Islam. It is a Hebrew word. It's a Hebrew word found in scripture. Easily found in the first chapter of the Now. Do you understand? The statement tells us that the name of Yahawah is not widely known amongst men. What did he say in the book of Shemot? Let's get Shemot 20 and 24. Benaiah. He said, whenever I cause my name to be remembered, I will come to you and barak you and bless you. They even lied to us about the damn Hebrew vowels, man. Boy, we got to talk. And David, you fell out of the cord. David, don't fall out of this truth, man.
So Shemot 20 and 4.
Shemot 20 and 24.
24.
Exodus 20 and 24.
Come. An altar of earth thou shalt make unto me, and shalt sacrifice thereon thy burnt offering and thy peace offering, thy sheep and thine oxen, in all places where I record my name. I will come unto thee, and I will barak thee.
See that? I will bless you. I will bless you. I'm going to do something, man. The one that you call Flavius Josephus, right? Yusuf Bun, meaning son, Matitya, he wrote how he had actually seen the headpiece of the Kahan Tazadaq, meaning the high priest. He said that he saw the name written in 4 Hebrew letters, 4 Hebrew vowels. This means he did not see it written in Aramaic. The script of Babylon, brought back from the 70-year captivity is when we start using this Aramaic. You understand? Watch this, man. Now, in the Eberith, how will we write Adam? Adam. David, you should have stayed in. How did we write this in the Eberith?
Adama. Adam.
Come.
See that? It's Adam. Adam.
Kahan.
You understand? Adam. How do we write earth? We're pronouncing it. These damn English transliterations has messed us up, and it makes you think a damn E belongs there. Nah, man. That's Greek and Latin, and that damn after that Babylonian captivity, they got you saying earth is really Eretz, right?
Eberith.
See that? Earth, Eretz, Eretz. Ra, Tazadaq, Eretz, earth, Eretz. So this word right here, going back to this, how is that supposed to be written that they're calling Elohim? The word is really Allahim. The word is really Allahim.
Allah-han. Allah-han.
That's how we will write that. Allahim. Allahim. So the Greek vowels come directly from what? From the ancient Paleo-Hebrew written vowels. Aleph, and so on and so forth. Now the Hebrew, the Greek letter Wa, going back to this, depending on where you're from, some people pronounce the U-A-U. We pronounce it Wa, W-A. And why? Because the W is nothing. The modern day W, which came from the 1400s, is supposedly representing the Wa, or some people say the This is how they come up with the Yahawah instead of Yahawah. You understand? So the Hebrew letter Wa, written as a character, is similar to the shape Y. Yeah, it's similar to the shape of Y, right? Because the Greek ellipson, which is the English letter U, the Latin inherited the ellipson shape Y, and they dropped the lower stem. Watch this. I'll tell you what they done, man. I can't make this up. Benoit, look at this. Now, this is our Wa, or some people say right? See that? See that, Benoit? Now, I'm gonna show you what the Greeks did. The only thing they did is they dropped the lower stem, and they came up with this. Bam! And they call it U.
Kahan, yep.
They call it U.
Sure did.
And then what do they do in Latin? In Latin, they took that and they created this. V. But it had the U sound. You understand? So then when the transliterating came out, this had the U sound. When two things had the U sound two times, what do? They join two pieces of metals together and they put two V's together, which actually had the U sound, and they created a double U. This is around mid 1400s right here. You see what I'm saying?
U.
So this right here and that right there has the same sound, which comes from this. That's all they did. Got your ass, Esau. That's exactly what they did.
Kahan.
So this is what they done, man. And so they dropped the lower stem from our wa, or as some of you say, ah, right? So the letter appears as now as what? A V. So I'm gonna show you something.
Hey, real quick, you
Right.
just put up double V's, right?
Right.
In modern day Spanish, that term is called doble V. That's a double V.
Yeah.
So it's the same exact thing in modern day. So you can go back in all these Latin languages and trace it right back to Ibar.
Kahan. Let me show you something. See this? What I'm saying is this right here. See this, Will? Now, how do you pronounce this word right here? How would you pronounce that word right there? Benai? This word right here.
Gladvis.
No.
Gladiv.
No. No. Gladius. Remember I said this V actually had the U sound. That's how they didn't trick every damn body. That's how they didn't trick everybody. This thing right here didn't take on that valve sound until the damn Yiddish got thrown in there. That's some so-called Yiddish people in the book, mean Jewish. You understand? But this right here, it had the U sound.
So that's when I see in the,
yeah, go ahead.
In that 1611 King James that I got, you know, when I was first kind of getting into the truth, that, you know how you see Jesus that has the V in it? So that's what that is. It's just a U.
Right, Kahan. And also, you'll see this. This is what you see. Right? It's Latin.
Kahan, exactly that.
Jesus. This right here had the J sound, right? Know what they did? 1400s. They took the I and they added a tail to it. That's all they did. Same sound. They took that I and they added the tail to it. This is why in the King James 1611, you don't see any J's. You just see the I there. Jesus. And that right there is pronounced with the U sound. Now it's starting to make sense. Now it's starting to make sense. See that? This right here is Latin, and this is the same thing. Because we know this came later, but it had this same sound. This is nothing but Latin right here. Nothing but Latin. See that? Jesus. Jesus. It's Latin, man. You know what they say in church, Will? Yee! In the name of Jesus. That's what they say, Will. Come on, man. Give it up, man. I seen them saying that in church, in the name of Jesus. He ain't come yet. Still ain't bless you, huh? And you wonder why you stayed a slave for so damn long. You calling on a man that never existed. And you get offended when I tell you stuff like this. So we write English in Latin letters. We understand the vowels are A, E, I, O, U. One of the first things Esau teach you to dumb your ass down in his schools. And sometimes Y and W, right? That's what they say. And sometimes Y and W. See, some letters did not exist until recent century because they evolved from other letters. Letter J. The letter J. The letter W, which is two V's, right? and V, these letters, letter J, letter W, and V, have developed over the last 600 years. The letter W, remember, it's exactly what it said it is. It has the U sound. This is why we say Yahawah, right? It's about 600 years old, the letter W. So as the printing press, again, so when the printing press, this right here, now remember, this, not to confuse you, what did I mark it right here? So this right here is supposedly equal to the U. Remember that now. This is equal to that. And so later on, when the printing press came out, they put these two U's, and it had the V sound, remember? And then they finally came out with that. When they put them together, they came out with a W. 2 times. A W. So as the printing press was developing, typesetters used the U, but it had the V shape. This is where you mistake that word, Benai. And then when you see in King James 16:11, you're seeing this. But you didn't realize it had the U sound. Now when you read it, it's going to make more sense to you. Because the English got everybody all damn confused, man. When you read it, now it'll be easier to read. This is why a lot of I can't read that King James 16:11 because you don't comprehend linguistics. That's why you can't read it. This is why you're going to get the new King James version, the new international version. Esau putting out what he wants. You don't understand. You don't comprehend linguistics. But again, as the printing press was developing, typesetters used the U, but it was shaped in the V from the Latin. So when the Old English word, this is how it used to look, Yashabin. I can't make it up. You're a historian. Go and do some research. So when the Old English word, this is Old English right here. See that? This is Old English. That's how the word witch originally looked. You see that? 2 V's, I-T-C-H. That's witch. You see that?
Oh.
Or if you're not black, you must be what? White. I'm running out of space, man. When these words came out, these are Old English, man. We're dealing with Old English right now. See that? That word white. Number 2 V's there. That's what they did. That's what they started to do. When they printed those, the typesetters invented a single piece of metal and they type using the V side by side. And so the letter W was invented. It's nothing but 2 V's together, man. It's nothing but 2 V's together, man. That's all it is. The modern Hebrew has actually inherited this corrupt influence of these Maseratis, right? These were sects, man. Karaite sects of traditionalists who actually abhorred anyone that was actually pronouncing the name Yahawah out loud. You still got people out, even our people taking this on now, man, not saying the name. You don't want to say the name, man. You're no different than these traditionists, man. This is the inventions of men. So since they didn't want to say the name, Yashabin, what do? They invented vowels, markings that they call nikud. Nikud. Why did they do that? Because they wanted to misdirect the sound of words. So watch this. Oh, man, on the paper, man. So when they invented these vowels, watch this. just lost my chain of thought. Yeah. Yeah. This is what they did. This is why you got words like Elohim now. So when they invented these vowels, right? This is what they done, man. Yahawah became Yeho. This is why they get the damn Jehovah and stuff from. So Yahawah became Yeho. Remember they say A-E-I-O-U and sometimes Y. They got the Yeho. See what I'm saying? And Allahim became Elohim. And we know that's off because Abraham begins with the Aleph, right? And so does Allahim. So how in the hell they get Elohim? The Arabs pronounce the Hebrew words more accurately than these modern day so-called Yahadim do. They call the name of their children Asha, not Isha, right? Dawood, not David. Yaqub, not Jacob. Yusuf, not Joseph. And refer to the Creator as Allah. A pronoun, not a personal name. This is not to say that their theology is correct. Only their language is. See, modern Hebrew literally inherited outside distortion as well. The use of the so-called modern Hebrew letter V. I know what you know what I'm talking about, Yashabin. When you look at this so-called modern Hebrew, you see a valve. V-A-V. You know what I'm talking about, Yashabin? You see this.
Yeah, it gets real confusing.
This crap right here. That ain't got nothing to do with Hebrew, man. Valve. You know what they get that from? They get that from the bet. What the hell is that, man? I got a banner in the room with it on it, man. So I know what I'm talking about. I study this linguistics. So they got a valve from bet. How in the hell you do that? So the phrase Hallelujah uses the same letters, right? As the Greek ellipson or the letter U or W. But if we put the new sounds we know as V vowel to the words, they become nonsense. They become Yahawah, Yahawah, Yahawah. Yeah. So they become Yahawah, Hallelujah, Yah, Hallelujah, Yah, Yahvada. The letter U and V and W are next to one another in our alphabet, in alphabetical order, right? And the U pronounced the new letter V and W. Look up the history on the letter V and W and prove to yourself that these things are true. You're saying what they're really doing is using two Latin words. The W was invented by combining the two Latin letters shape V, right? The typesetting was done by hand. Why? So it could save space and time. The Latin V function only in our modern letter U. But the name of our Creator is better translated Yahawah or Yahuwah than the traditional Yahweh. Where the hell did Yahweh come from? It's because of the vowels, the Eda that they threw in there. That's not Lashawam Kadash. That's not the holy tongue. Where did E come from? Yahweh. See, Yahawah aligns with the Hebrew letters, which did not have these other things, man. You understand? And the truth is upsetting because it's true. No, not because it's true. The truth is really upsetting because the lie isn't the truth. That's why the truth is upsetting. The truth is upsetting because it is the truth, and the lie isn't the truth.
Cool.
This should not be nearly as disturbing as it is when it is actually announced that the earth is round. Right? The Catholic Johannes Gutenberg was a German Catholic living from 1398 to 1468. And during his lifetime, it was generally believed that the earth was flat. And again, today, many people are promoting the idea that the earth is flat, ignoring the photographs and operating satellites that marks the internet works for them. They'll say that's all made up. You got studies floating around the internet claiming that the word El was originally Canaanite deity adopted by Yahawah's people. Man, that report is highly, highly suspicious. And I've been aware of it now for about 15 years. And the man that originally promoted it, he fell for the so-called E, and the J sources promoted by these atheist archaeological scholars. See, the writer tried to confuse the letter A, Aleph, with the letter Y, Yah, a Yud, and claims the Hebrew word Elohim is Canaanite. And one of the sources that he quoted, the writer claimed that the Tetragrammaton consisted of 4 constants, but the letters Yah, Ha, Wa are 4 vowels. Flavius Josephus, he referred to these same letters as vowels. How in the hell now they call them consonants? And then you had Clement Alexandria transliterated the Tetragrammaton into the Greek vowels I, A, E, U, E. Right? Hebrew has written vowels. That's where we get our vowels from, man. A, E, I, O, U, Aleph, Ayin, Yud, Wa. Hebrew vowels have short and long forms just as English does. It's a bunch of confusion, man. You get caught up into all of this doctrine and these translations and everything that's out there. Do you understand? So I'm not going to go much further, man. I could go on and on and on and on. What happened to David? David, what happened to you, man? You had to go and get a drink.
Yeah, I hope I didn't scare him away.
Wow, what'd you say to him?
Nothing yet. Seemed like as soon as I got on, he got off.
Yeah, man.
Ain't no passing the baton, David. David, we doing this together. All right?
David just turned into a damn track star. I'm gonna put a link in the room, man. See if anyone got anything to say, man. Anyone got anything to say? Say it now, man. Went over a lot of stuff. Hope it cleared up a lot of stuff. Man. We're talking for over 2 hours now. Go back and watch the video. Do yourself a favor. Go back and watch the video. You'll be astounded by what you thought you knew. And it's going to open you up to a lot. There he is right there.
Sweet.
David, what saith you about this message, David? What do you think about the information that you just received, David? Well, while David is getting together, man. Who's that? Michael Brown. This guy got his shirt off and a dog in front of him.
I need y'all energy,
What do you
right?
think about the information that you just received, David?
I caught you guys on tail end, right? I wanted to speak
Kahan.
with you. Speak with you or something. Huh?
We're still on the topic.
I like it.
Killer. I just
I
got
like
it.
the information. I have a couple of things that I have to tweak from
Dave,
my
Dave, you got to mute your YouTube, David.
Michael Brown. I had to put Michael Brown in a timeout, man. He got his shirt off and the dog in front of him.
And smoking a blunt.
Right.
Right.
Go ahead, David.
Okay, so I am trying to struggle with going from the desktop to the phone. I figured out how to make your window most prevalent on my phone. But when you put something up for me to read, when I swipe it over, it throws me out. So I didn't want to be a distraction and keep coming back into the room. But the information that you've given me, if I could pay you for it, I would pay you for it. I have to work on the T.DO.O.C alphabet you gave me, and I have to compare it to the one I have. But I love these words. Something inside of me wants these words. So I'm going to continue to listen. I'm going to continue to grow. I'm going to try to learn it so I could teach it. I mean, because what's the point of just me learning it? So I'm kind of in a process. And Joshua Beam, when you came on, I tried to move the Kahan screen over because he put up a word, and apparently, if you do it on your cell phone, you know how it does. It just kicks you out. So no, I'm going to do it with you. I'm not afraid, and I'm moving forward. And I'm glad that there are people like you all who can help me help others. Is all I really want to do. So I'm fine. I could sit here and the ruach will spend some time with me. I'm fine, but I want others to have it, and I want this Hebrew. I want this. Something inside of me told me maybe a year or so ago when I wrote down the Hebrew language that I was on to something. And I actually had a manifestation after I wrote that alphabet. Here, I'd like to show you. It's right in here. Sit here, and maybe a ruach will spend some time with me. I'm fine, but I want.
It's the water now.
That's my this is in my bedroom. It's the first thing I see when I wake up in the morning, and it's the last thing I see at night. So I'm supposed to be here. I'm supposed to be learning, and I'm not giving up. I don't give up. I just make mistakes. So God bless you all. And yes, the Kahan said, don't say God anymore. And he actually said, David, don't say God anymore. But Yahawah bless you, brothers, and encourage you and strengthen you. And keep up the wonderful work that you're doing. I believe that you all will receive a well done, good and faithful servant. Come and enter into his joy. Now that's what I'm trying to do. I may get well done, good and faithful servant, come in, enter into my joy. You barely made it. But I thank God for you, men. Ah, shoot, I keep saying God. You have to understand, I've been saying it for 50 something years. That's the only reason why I keep saying that. But I know his name is Yahawah. I know his son's name is Yahawah Shah. And I know that the ruach is leading me and guiding me. And I found y'all. So I'm here for the duration. So that's all I have, Kahan.
Khan, David, Yahawah Barakatah.
Hey, David,
Yahawah Shah.
With Marty Ma, he's been missing in action.
Hey, Shaw, I want to ask, I'm having phone problem. I hope I'm not talking over anybody, but I don't know. I can't hear anything after I switched over. But all I want to say is that, man, is mad knowledge, man, is going deeper down the rabbit hole than most people knew about, because as far as the language and vowel tones and all them things was changed, I had only learned about the J in 1554, but I guess it's deeper than that, bro. But keep on busting in the head with that, man. Hey, Shalom, Ox.
Shalom. Yeah, I encourage everybody, go and see it for yourself. It literally just like blew my mind. And especially for those of you that know more than one language at any point in time in your life, and you knew it, well enough to to speak it. When you see this for yourself, it's gonna be like, you're gonna be like, dang, like this thing is real. Like there's something out there or a group out there that's literally trying to separate us from the creator, keeping us as far away from him as possible. It's crazy.
That's a slick way of saying it, man. I'm gonna tell you the group, man. The group is speaking Yiddish, man, and they want you to speak Yiddish, and they don't want you to say that set apart name. When we'll order the call on that name in Psalm 118 and 26.
Cool.
And we proved that again in Yakanan, the 5th chapter.
Cool. If another shall come in his own name, him ye will receive. So, who are you receiving?
Come.
Who is this Jesus character you speak of?
The Naya going in hard, man. He's studious, just like I was, man.
Yeah, buddy. Excellent.
Good job. Good job.
Yeah, Barakatah. Benaniah.
What's the Kal Halal part in the beginning? Kal Halal, Yahawah Bahashem, Yahawah Shah Barakatah. What's the Kal Halal? That's because I've heard that in the beginning of saying that, statement, Kal Halal, name Yahawah Shah, he that saves, the Savior. I'll look it up.
What did he say?
Kahala.
Well, I mean, again,
your power is Ka'Allah.
Right. Yeah, well, we just went over that Allah. We told you that the Muslims took that from us.
Yeah, I
that's
think
a pronoun. That's not a name.
Yeah, I think
that's the name of the Most High. It's a pronoun.
Now, I think he might be interpreting it as one word. So the more you get familiar, you're going to be able to piece it apart, because it's not Ka-Allah is like one thing. It's Ka-Allah. So that's, your power.
Come on. And what else you said, Will, on that? I mean, Benai? What else did you say on that? Ka-Allah, your power, what?
He said go ahead, Will. I mean, Benai, go ahead. You're unmuted.
He fell out.
Oh, so he's frozen. Oh,
He's back in now.
Yeah, I fell out when y'all started explaining. I couldn't hear
What was you saying? Call law what now?
Call halal Yahawah Bahashem Yahushua Barakatah.
Oh yeah. So you putting it all together, man. Like Yashabim says. So the Ka is Yor. The Allah is power. And again, we're telling you, Muslims took that from us because they try and use that as a name of the Most High. It's not. That's a pronoun. Allah is a pronoun. Power. So Ka, Allah, and what'd you say? Oh, this dude still got his shirt off, man. Go and get some sleep, man. Take a cold shower and get some sleep. Go ahead, Benaya. What you saying? Ka, Allah, what?
Yahawah. I know that, the Creator, Most High. Bahashem, in the name.
And yeah, in the name of what? God.
Yeah, Yahawah Shah.
Yeah, in the name of Yahweh Shah. Because we supposed to call on everything in his name. Whoever call on his name shall be saved. God.
Come on. Barakatah. Bless you.
Bless you. So in the name of the deliverer, bless you.
Come on.
But where'd you see that?
I just been hearing that on some YouTube videos before I even found T.O.O.C. But then I found it on a. Come on.
It sounds like
I found some pictures, you know, when I was coming into the truth, and I screenshotted them, and that was one of the things. Halal, I was just confused about that beginning, but I see what you're talking about. How they took the Allah, and that's Hebrew, that's Hebrew, but they take that as the name of the Most High, but really that's a.
No, they take it as the name as Allah. Allah and the Most High is not the same thing. They want you to believe that. Allah is their deity.
Come on.
That's why they always have that moon there.
That crescent. Come
on. Unless, Benaniah, you heard it as the way Ak Words put it in the chat. Call halal. He got in there that it means all praises. If you do call Allah, call halal, all praises. Is that? I know call is all. I just don't know the word praises, just like off the top of my head. But can you see it in the chat, Tazadaq?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I see it. Call Allah.
Yeah, call Allah is all praises.
Call Allah.
Call Allah.
I don't know about the praises, but I know call is all. Call, that is all. I'm just not sure about the halal part. But yeah, so one of those. Yeah, definitely one of those. But but now as you know, at your leisure, as you continue to be diligent and study, man, it's gonna blow your mind. Everybody under the sounds of our voices, it really is gonna blow your mind. If you have enough courage, if you can wrap that fear up enough to face it, to look at it for yourself, you're going to be changed for the better or for the worse. You're going to be like, well, if they're doing it this much, might as well go along with it. Or, you're going to go against the grain. But you will be changed when you see this stuff for yourself.
Gone.
You definitely will be changed. Like it kind of frustrates me. It makes me upset. When I personally, it's my own opinion. When I look at the big picture on his story versus the true facts, the language, barriers, the programming from the television, public food system, the attack on food, like literally, they're trying everything they can to come against us. But yet and still, here we are. Versus the true facts. So I say, barriers. This is a fight that we're meant to win. It's not going to come without public food system. It's not going to come without determination. It's not going to come without you being courageous and you following laws and commandments.
Hey,
Extremely easy to go on.
look at
Go ahead and mute your
Where's that background noise coming from?
Michael Brown. Yeah, go ahead and mute your YouTube because you got an echo. Huh?
Yeah, man, it's horrible, man.
Yeah, and it's really easy, man. It really is easy for for a baby to learn. Children. Tazadaq told me from the beginning that a child will pick it up probably quicker than we do, and long and behold,
I know y'all.
I've witnessed that sons and daughters pick it up. The young ones, the lads. What is it? Yalad. Yalad. Layadium is our sons and daughters. They pick it up extremely quickly.
Wamad. Anaya la Wamad. I'm learning.
What about for the young? But it's not the young ones. Yalad. No, once I get to writing it comes back. You know what I'm saying? It does. I even went as far as to write my just write names in the Paleo Hebrew, and just to get comfortable with it. But yeah, this definitely belongs to us. Definitely does belong to us. But see it for yourself, y'all. Please do see it for yourself. Believe nothing we say. And if you find anything conflicting, send an email, come back on, you know what I'm saying, on the live, bring forth the true facts, with your sources, like the way we do. And we go ahead and get this thing perfected.
Calm. I see what Awkward just put in there. Hallelujah. So that's hallelujah. But that's with instead of that U sound, it's that like how we went over the
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Calm.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Calm.
That means praise Yahawah. Praise Yah. Hallelujah.
Got it.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, if you drop that second L, because you're really looking at a transliteration. If you drop the second L, it'll be easier for you to pronounce. Hallelujah.
Calm.
Yeah.
Calm.
Yahawah.
Praise Yah.
But once you write it down and you see it in front of you, it all makes sense. It really does.
Mike Brown keeps coming back, man. Oh, there's Jacob. Jacob, what you got? I see you was typing something in the room.
Shalom, everyone.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom. I just wanted to go over Exodus 3:13 through 15, because from my understanding, linguistically, and through my experience, Hawa and Haya is both related. So Haya, I exist, I will exist, I am. And Hawa, he exists, he will exist, he is. And so conveying the idea only that which can be experienced can exist. So that's concrete, the Hebraic. And then the Greek is abstract. So what is out there that I have not experienced? So I'm going to read it from the 16:11 of Exodus 3:14, well, starting at 3:13. And Moshe said unto God, so I'm going to read it verbatim. And Moses said unto God, behold, when I come unto thee, the children of Israel, and shall say to them, the God of your fathers has sent me unto you, and they shall say to me, what is his name? What shall I say unto them? And God said unto Moshe, I am that I am. And he said, thus shalt thou say unto the children of Israel, I am. So I'm going to stop there, and it says that would be it would be Eya or Ahaya, and so has sent me unto you. And God
Okay, so
said, moreover,
stop. Right. So that's right. That is Ahaya. But
Yeah.
he's not given the name right there. He's just giving him a title. And to prove this, when you go throughout the scriptures, when the Most High is given his name, why don't you see Ahaya anymore? Why do we see Yahawah? Now, if you keep reading, he's going to give his name. When he say, this is my name forever, that's when he's given the name. Right now, he's given a title. You can interpret that, I be who I be.
Right. And that's what it reads within the
In
1537
verse 16,
Matthews. It
Mhm.
says, then said God unto Moses, I will be what I will be. He said, this shalt thou say unto the children of Israel, while did send me unto you. And God spake further unto Moshe, thus shalt thou say unto ye children of Israel, the Lord God of your fathers, so Yahawah. So, but my understanding with the double V, and I'm gonna post it into the chat log now, is the double V, Hava or Hawa, would be destruction, chasm, desire. But if we look at, let me see.
There is no Va. That's
no,
Well,
Yiddish.
yeah, I'm saying Hawa,
no,
but
you mixing up the
Yeah, he's taking a transliteration and trying to mix it in with Hebrew.
you're mixing up the shah, the shah, yeah,
No,
which
he's
means order
mixing
of
up the
destruction.
Wa. He's taking a transliteration of Wa, and the W and the V has nothing to do with this. See, you're trying to speak again. You're doing what I was talking about yesterday. You're trying to confuse the Eberith with writings, with essentially Aramaic, and what you're talking about, the W and the V, that's Latin. That has nothing to do with the Eberith, right? So
right.
when you deal with the letter itself, with that W and that V is supposed to represent is the 6th Hebrew character. And so as I was going over earlier, depending on which region someone may have been from, they will pronounce that a wa or a ah. This is why some people pronounce it Yahawah, because they're using the sound. Where some people pronounce it with the wa sound. But here's the thing, and to prove that, when they transliterate it, why do you think they call the two V's a W, which came out around the mid 1400s? Is because they have the U sound, right? And the V didn't always have the V sound. That's Germanic. That's when the Yiddish comes into play. That comes from the valve, because the V in the Latin and the Greek, it had a U sound. They wrote it like it was a V, but it had the U sound. This is why when you read in the King James, I went over this earlier, you have a I-E, U, which is not a U there, but they have a V there. But that V is pronounced with the U sound, so they get the word Jesus, because there was no tail on the I yet. The I and the J essentially had the same sound. But in the 14th, around the 15th century, the 1400s, they added a J onto the I. And so they pronounced that Jesus. But the V had the U sound. That's how it's Jesus. That's how they came up with that.
Right.
Hey, so you have a 1611, don't you?
Yeah, I got a.
Is what you're going
I
from?
got a 1611. I got a 1537.
Excellent.
Well, the 1537 is not excellent. What is that? A Roman Vulgate? What is that? 16. The 1500 Latin.
It would be the William Tyndale and Miles Coverdale.
Yeah. What was that interpret from? That the only Bibles that was interpreted. What was that?
That would be the Old Testament of this. It would be, or the Old Covenant would be Coverdale. So
right.
when I said I will be what I will be, that was from the Coverdale.
Right, I'm saying, what language was that interpreted from? We know that the King James Version came out of the Eberith.
Right.
Like the other versions, like the Vulgate and all of that was translated from Latin, not from Hebrew.
Right. So I only bought the 1537 for the William Tyndale translation, but he was burnt at the cross by the Catholic Church before he could translate the Old Testament. So
yeah, I'm familiar with I'm familiar with his history, but even still in those books, they've changed a lot of things around. Like that William Tyndale, do they have the word Lord in there?
Yeah. Yeah.
So when you go into the Eberith, that word Lord is Baal. You know who Baal was? Yeah.
Yeah. So that's also what I wanted to get to is Hosea 2:16, and it shall be at that day, saith the Lord, thou shall call me Ishi, and shall call me no more Bali. But Ishi would mean husband as well. So I'm kind of mixed up if it would be Ayasha, so which means savior.
Yeah, so the excellent part that I was referring to, Jacob, was if you look at just the different pronouns, you should be able to look at your Williams Tyndale and the 1611, and you're going to see certain words that use the V for the U sound, and certain words they use the U because they were in transition of making that change. So you should be able to see exactly what Tazadaq was pointing out earlier. And that would clear, and that basically just solidifies, you know, the viewpoint of how they were changing it, because the V did make the U sound. So your modern 1611, or that's just, I'm just gonna assume that you have a modern 1611. Some words have the U, some words have the V. Like onto, they put a V in T.O. instead of the U-N-T-O. But then when you look at devour, they use what character looks like the U. So if you reference those same passages inside of the William Tyndale version, you're going to see something similar, because that's during the time period when they were making all those changes, and that you know drives home the point of what Tazadaq brought out earlier.
Right. I mean, even in that book, man, you know, books that hers, you know, that's even that William Tyndale, that's under Roman Catholic influence, even though they would like to say that it's not, because the word Lord, that, you know, it shouldn't be there. The Most High should never be referred to as that. The only time that that Israelites called on Lord is when they was worshiping a pagan deity, Baal. That's what that word Lord is getting you to pay homage to.
Come on.
Just like the word God. If that book has the word God,
my question would be, would we use the word Ishi or Yasha?
No, we don't. What's that?
Would we use the word Ishi or Yasha? Because in Hosea 2:16 it says, "Thou shalt call me Ishi." So I'm on that word Ishi. Is it Yasha or Ishi?
It seems like you're going to the same Were you with GOCC or something? Because I've
No.
heard all these arguments before, man. Same precepts. Same back precepts that they try to pull. You remember that precept Yashabin, when that dude came on that was gonna try to join, and he was a former GOCC, I remember.
Yeah.
We had the same conversation with him, and it's the same precepts. But
I wasn't a part of any congregation, and this is my first congregation.
It's not the E sound. Did you miss that part of the?
Yeah, I think he must have came on late or something, man. Because I don't feel like going over all of this again.
Yeah, I did get here a little late.
Listen, if anything with an E pronunciation in it, that what you're reading there is Aramaic, and it's not true Hebrew, right? It kind of. Let me ask you, how would you pronounce Abraham's name in the Hebrew?
In the Hebrew,
Yeah.
Aramaic, or I want to know the ancient way to say it.
I'll make it easier. Will Abraham's name be pronounced with an E or an A?
With an A. Aram.
Right. So let me ask you this. How do they come up with things like for the Most High, El? Where did that come from? Or Elohim? Where did that come from?
Al, yeah. So like if you look up the Aleph, it would be, they look up Aleph on.
That came from the Babylonian captivity. This is when they started to add these new, and this is what I was talking about, when we spent 70 years in the Babylonian captivity. This new language came out with this Aramaic, when they changed the letterings and they tell you this is modern Hebrew, but it's really not. That has nothing to do with the Holy Tongue. The Holy Tongue, it had vowels. So all of these things that they added, these dots, so they could change the pronunciation. Instead of getting Elohim, you get Elohim and things like that. It's totally off. It changes the total meaning of what a word is supposed to sound like. And they did this so that we wouldn't call on the true name of the Most High. All of this stuff took 8th century. This is why when you look at the ancient book of Daniel, part of the book of Daniel is written in the Lashawam Kadash in Paleo Hebrew. Then the other half of it is written in Aramaic, which they refer to as modern Hebrew, where you got all these dots and things that supposedly represent vowels. But when Flavius Josephus saw the name of the Most High on the high priest's headband, he said that it consisted of 4 vowels. And those 4 vowels was the Yah, the Ha, and the Wah. That's what he said. He saw that. Some people pronounce that Yahuwah. And that's only, we could go with that, the Yahawah, the Yahuwah, because that just could simply be like someone up north saying tomato or tomato, or someone saying oil and oil. But when they write it, it's still the same. When you write it in the Eberith, it's still the same character when you write it in the Holy Tongue. So the pronunciation on something like that is very distinctive. But to kill all of that Yahawah crap, why don't you see that written on the scrolls? The scroll of Yeshaya, it literally has Yahweh's name on it, not Yahawah. It's Yahawah. It's that what they refer to as the Tetragrammaton, and to show you that these people knew the name of the Most High. If they didn't know the name of the Most High, how did they come up with that Tetragrammaton, the YHWH? Now I just went over that the W didn't come out until around the mid 1400s. We know that the W represents exactly what they call it, a U, right? And we know that the U is supposed to represent the 6th Hebrewic letter. which some people pronounce ah, and some people pronounce wah, but it's the same thing.
Kahan. Yahawah. Kahan. Kahan.
So they know the name. In order for them to come up with the tetragrammaton, they had to know the name. And when you speak that phonetically, like all this yod and all of that, that's Germanic, man. That's Yiddish. That is not babies could speak ancient Hebrew, Paleo Hebrew from the start. My son was saying Abba, Abba, Abba when he was 6 months old. But he couldn't say Yod, but he could say Abba, which is father.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm not saying I disagree or agree. I mean, I would say, what did Adam call him? And that would be father, so, or Abba. So, but I do agree with Yahawah.
If you go back and you read, even in Genesis, you'll see the name there. You'll see the name Yahawah throughout the Bible. But you won't see, again, how far do you know when how far back the scrolls of Yeshaya goes back? Well, it's not a fact that in Paleo Hebrew, the name of the Most High is written on the scrolls of Yeshaya that you call Isaiah.
Right.
That's a fact. It is written there.
So is it written as well on the Aleppo Codex and the Codex Sinaiticus? Or if I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right.
It's not just written on the scrolls of Yeshaya. This is just one that I'm using that most people are familiar with. But most of the scrolls contain the name of the Most High. If you read and it's written, that's what they got the Tetragrammaton from. That's how they came up with it. That's how they came up with it. Any other thing man is adding in there. Those are the writings of men. You can't find these other names in any of the holy writings. Why? But you can find that Yahawah. You can find that Paleo Hebrew there.
Right.
See if I pull some of these scrolls up. Hold on a second, man. I got some pictures of. Hold on a second.
That's the importance of that Zephaniah 4:9. He will return us to a pure language. So that language is the Hebrew. The Lashon HaKadosh has already been there. It's just been confused by man. It's been muddied up by man.
That's the problem, man. But I'll do these only to bring it out, man. Who's supposed to receive it is going to receive it, because a Mashiach is not a man of loss.
Come on.
Can you see that right there on the screen?
Oh yeah, we got it.
The Decalogue stone. Not a clear picture of it, man. It's not a good picture, but this view is hard to see. But the name of Yahawah is on this.
What stone did you call that one?
The Decalogue stone. I went there to visit that. Hold on, man. I thought I had downloaded some more, man. Guess I didn't. Give me 1 second. See if I can pull something up here. It's in Los Lunas, New Mexico. I went there, took some pictures of that stone.
And it's in a museum now, or
no, it's still out there.
Oh, okay,
they don't want that in the museum.
Yeah,
it's a good thing.
No, they don't want it in the museum. It reveals too much truth. They even trying to call it a lie. See, anything that has our history, the way that Esau works, he'll try and call that a lie.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, somebody created that. Okay, with Paleo Hebrew on it, huh? Archaeologists say that dates back to the time of King Solomon.
I want to go see that.
Yeah, it makes sense. I appreciate it.
Hold on a second, man. I even seen the name amongst Greek words. It's written in the Samaritan script. In the mix of Greek words, you see the name. Hold on a second. Let me try and share this. Can you see this? Well, there's a name right there. And that's written.
Come on.
Yep.
Yahawah. Now that's mixed in amongst Greek. Now, why is the name there?
Because there's no translation in the Greek for it.
Because they can't translate it. They had to put the name there. This is not a higher. This is Yahawah. You see that?
Right.
See if we can find it again.
What script was that again?
That was a Greek.
Okay.
All right, here's another one, man. Yeah, it's written in the ancient script, even amongst the Greek. Here it is again. Look at that. Right there.
Yeah.
Come on.
Right in the midst of Greek.
Makes sense.
And the Decalogue stone. Now, these Israelites may not recognize it because it's in the ancient Sumerian script. And so that might be throwing them off. So the ancient Sumerian script was more block. So let me show you something. So the Sumerian script looks somewhat different than what you're used to seeing in the Paleo Hebrew. So let me. These people don't know what they're looking at.
Hey, if you guys, aren't with the message, go ahead and excuse yourself.
Oh, someone you got an idiot in the room or something? All right. Can you see that? Y'all should be.
Khan.
This is how you see that? That's probably throwing a lot of people off because that's the ancient Sumerian script. It was more block. So the letters look somewhat different. You see what I'm saying? But it still says Yahawah. Or as some say, Yahuwah, right? Not no Ahaya. There's nowhere in the hell you could get Ahaya from that. So if that's not the name, why could we find it on so many ancient scripts and you can't find that Ahaya on none of them? Let's get it again.
Right.
Let's get it again. Now let's go back to the Decalogue stone. See if we can find that thing. See that? There's a name right there. There's a name. It's hard to see from that, but that's what's written there. Sumerian script.
Yeah, right there in that shaded area, ain't
Right.
it?
Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah, it's more blocky than that. Than the Paleo Hebrew. Eberith.
Come on. So we see the name, man.
I mean, yeah, and if you've seen that in person, it's even more better.
Yeah, I went there. There's a video I have online.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll look for it. No, I appreciate you setting the record straight, and I'm sure the Father does too.
I was looking for the Isaiah, the scroll of Isaiah, because the name of the Most High is on that as well.
Yeah, make sure you go back and watch it from the beginning, and it'll clear up even more.
Colin, I will.
And did you catch the lesson from yesterday?
Yeah, I did. I was gonna come on yesterday, but I was in mourning. My a good friend of mine killed himself, so I was just in mourning. Didn't feel like coming up with this, but I'm glad you guys had the message today, so I could come on and go over it, because I'm still learning, but you know, there's just so much information out there that, you know.
Yep, and that's what's throwing everyone off. All the information.
You know, man, it is important that we got to keep ourselves guarded, man, and stay in this word. Because Jacob, you're like the fourth person that told me something like that in the past couple of days, that, you know, someone they knew, you know, close, they gonna committed suicide. And you would be like the sixth person in the past week and a half. So I don't know what in the world is going on, but I'm just, you know, just for everyone, stay dang on guarded. Stay guarded. And you know, and those of us that are in anti-police brutality commandos and in T.DO.O.C, you know, you guys need to hold yourself and one another more accountable, man. Give other folks a call, see how people are doing. You know what I mean? You never know what somebody's going through. Make about 15 to 18 calls, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes even more. I know it was more, you know, a month ago and before that, just to follow up with folks. I don't get a hold of everybody, but, you know, just trying to encourage everyone, you know, to stay on the right path. And nobody really is in this thing alone. So if you got any kind of issues that's going on, you know, True Disciples of Christ family, APBC family, the way you go about it is not isolating yourself from your brothers. I just want to go ahead and put that out there.
Oh.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it kind of humbled me, just the fact that you could extend your hand in, you know, faith and hope, because anyone could do this, and you know, it could be me, it could be anyone. So yeah, stay with the congregation, because just like the Kahan said, you know, that's when, you know, when you're isolated, that's when Satan begins to spin his web of lies.
I'll show you another lie, like here, real quick. Here. And they say Alpha and Omega. Show you how they done utterly dumb us down, man. Hold on. It's hard to see.
I can make it out.
Can you? All right. So remember, Hamashiach says, "I am." This right here. They're saying Hamashiach says, "I am Alpha and Omega," right? That's Greek. That's Greek. Hamashiach didn't speak Greek. He spoke the Eberith. And the modern, when you see this, Yasser Beam, in the modern stuff, this right here is Aramaic. This is not Hebrew.
Con.
This is what these Jewish people has developed. We took on this after we came out of the Babylonian captivity, after being 70 years in Babylon. We went in with this, the Paleo Hebrew, Aleph Tha, and we came out with the Aleph Ta. You see that? This is Alpha. This is Ta. So Hamashiach is not Alpha Omega. Hamashiach is Aleph Ta, the beginning and the end, the first Hebrew letter and the last. That's what Hamashiach is. And to prove that, when you read the Bible, when you learn to read it in the Eberith, you're going to see that it's often followed with the Aleph Ta, even in what they refer to as the so-called Old Testament. You see what I'm saying? So they've totally distorted us, man, our thinking. So he's not Alpha Omega, he's Aleph or Tha. Aleph Tha. Or as they now this Aramaic, they didn't change the sounds because they brought in these vowels. Hebrew didn't need the vowels, we already had them. The Most High's name was 4 vowels. So they put those vowels in there, and now it changes to utter pronunciations of words. And I can't stress that enough, and people are not getting it. It totally changes the pronunciation of the word. That's Babylonian influence, man. And then what happened? You had the damn Sanhedrin that was telling people, oh, don't say the name. Don't say the name anymore. So they came up. And it was passed on. People don't want to say the name. You got people today, oh, the name is too sacred. Why is the scripture saying, all that call on my name shall be saved? Psalms 118 and 26. His name, the Father's name is in his name. The Father's name is in Aleph Tha. The beginning and the end, not Alpha and Omega. Alpha and Omega is Greek. Where did they get that from? They got that Alpha from our language. All of these Greek letters come from our language, just like English. They have you speaking our language that you call English, but what you're pronouncing is Latin and Greek. There is no letters for the English language. What you're pronouncing is Latin and Greek. A, B, C. This is Latin, man. Where did they get it from, though? They got it from the Greeks.
Where did the Greeks get it from? They got it from the Israelites. Their A comes from the Aleph. Their B comes from Bet. And so on and so forth.
I read a lot of the Greek letters come from the Israelites, but they practically just reversed the letters.
That's exactly what they did with a lot of it. And they changed the pronunciations on some of them. But that's all they did. They didn't comprehend it. They had to come up with these vowels, and this is why there's so many damn. Like I was going over earlier, a lot of people think they're speaking Eberith, but they're speaking Yiddish, and then the Yiddish speaking people tell us that we don't understand the Eberith. No, you don't understand Eberith. You understand what you call Hebrew because you've added your Germanist dialogue into it. So what they have now, they have a mixture of the Eberith and the German, which is Yiddish. This is why they have words like lo. That word has a meaning in English and it has a meaning in Yiddish. It means no. But in the Holy Tongue, it's la'ah. They tell us, no, that's not word. You're not speaking. Why? Because we're not using these little dots that they call vowels. That's not, you can't, I got another point. Why is none of these vowels that they use, and they're not in the ancient scrolls? Why? It proves that's not our language. You go and read the Isaiah scrolls, none of those little dots and nothing that is in that. They tell you, oh yeah, that's biblical Hebrew. They don't teach you to read that because they don't know how to read it. They teach you to read what they refer to as modern Hebrew. And if you're not speaking that, they're telling you you're not speaking the language because you're not using these little dots and lines that they created and call vowels to change the pronunciation of the word. Where the hell is valve? V-A-V in Hebrew? It's not. But it's in their modern day that they call modern day Hebrew, which is Yiddish, which they took from a German dialect. Where do you get a V sound from in Eberith? It's not. It's made up. Those are traditions of men, not traditions of the Most High. And they get our people lost, man. They get our people lost and distorted, but we're not going to fall in that garbage. We're going to follow thus saith Elohim. David, you got anything else? Anyone got anything else?
No, I got nothing more. Thank you for setting the record straight.
Good night. You got anything else?
La'ah.
Man, we've been on here like 3 hours, man. Funny how time flies, man. Where's Marty? What's going on with Marty? He's falling back in the wall, man. You could always tell when a man starts slipping, it stops coming around. You know why? Because bad people that do bad, they can't be around good. Because you're going to keep reminding them to do right. So they want to keep company with those people.
Yep.
The rule I never miss it, man. The rule always, damn, when someone starts falling back, you already know something's going on, man. The Tanakh is written in the Eberith, Mr. No Name. The Tanakh is written in the Eberith. Nothing is written in Yiddish. Yiddish is what they're speaking. What they're writing is Aramaic that they add the dots to after the Babylonian captivity. I'm talking around 8 BC. We was in Babylon for 70 years. We came out, this is when we came out with this crap that they call modern Hebrew, which makes it very confusing, by the way. The original language is very easy to speak, like Yashabin said, man.
Yeah.
Just like English, man. You got all these damn words taken from other languages, confuses people. This is why a lot of people say, wow, English is one of the most difficult languages to understand. You got damn words that mean the same. They spell exactly the same words and they make them mean different. Picture and picture.
Yeah, it's not mathematically sound at all in any shape, form, from the start or finish. It's not mathematically sound at all.
Come on. How can you have picture and a picture? And one is talking about a bucket for water and the other one's talking about a man that throws a baseball? How can you have Bart and Bart and it's spelled the same way? What kind of damn bird brain invented that? A dog Bart and tree Bart spelled the same exact damn way. Confusion, man. In the Eberith, man, when you're talking to a man and woman, it's different, man. It's gender specific. If I said, Mashumcha, I'm talking to a man. I know that. If I say Mashumah, I'm talking to a female. It's gender specific. Not in English, though. You said it the same damn way. It's some language that they threw together, man. Stolen from other languages. I mean, think about it, Yashabin. You speak it up in VVicked. You're talking to a man. To a female, you got to say, Atama Vina Eberith. You see that? It's not the same.
Makes no sense.
It's gender specific. You're talking to the man is Mavin. The woman is Mavina. Ata. It's different. It's gender specific. In English, hey, do you understand English? You're going to say it the same damn way. But not in Hebrew. You understand? You would say it differently. You would know whether or not you're talking to a man or a woman. Your mind is the devil's playground, man. Stop allowing the devil to play in your minds. The only way you're going to do that is when your house is empty and you cast out them demons, you better replace it with the ruach, HaKadosh. Otherwise, Ha-Shaitan is going to come back, and he's going to come back 7 times stronger because he's going to bring 7 more demons with him. And your house is going to be worse than it was before he departed. That's it, man. That's all I got. Hey, Dennis Hag, man, when I see you, man, I got some skinny jeans for you. Just for you. Not Dennis Hag, it's the other dude, man. What was his name, man? He changed his name. My bad, Dennis, not you. It's the other dude, man. He done changed his name, man. Damn, what is his name, man? The dude out in Arizona, man. He changed his name, man. You guys know who I'm talking about, man. He's always talking about skinny jeans. He changed his name. That's how I knew it was him. Anyways, you know who you are. Oh, there you go, right there. There you go. Smoke Wagon. He done changed his name to Smoke Wagon now. Yeah, Smoke Wagon, we got some skinny jeans for you.
Oh, it was Danny.
Yeah. Yeah, man, we got a nice pair of skinny jeans for you, Smoke Wagon. And the only way we're gonna give them to you is if you let them sag. They gotta sag, man. I don't care how tight it is.
God, that just incenses me. Folks always be like, man, you're gonna say that to him? Yes, I am. I'm trying to help him out. I always be dropping logic. Why are you sagging tight jeans? Won't you just buy them to where they fit? You spending that much on them, buy them to where they fit.
Yeah, every so-called fake thug, every homo thug that's listening to this call, we need all of you to donate your skinny jeans to Smoke Wagon. Send them all to Smoke Wagon. So he can wiggle them damn jeans on. Yo, man, that's all I got, man. So yeah, man, I'm gonna say shalom and everyone.
Shalom.
Everyone be safe, like y'all should be the same, man. You gotta stay prayed up, man, because you never know what's gonna happen. My first cousin just died a week and a half ago, man. Just never know when you get the phone call, man. So you gotta make sure you're in the right spirit to be able to handle that. Could be your mom, could be your brother, could be you. Just make sure you're in the right spirit, man. So with that, say shalom, man.
Shalom. We're sorry to hear about your loss, but keep it going.
Shalom, shalom.